It is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have the closing of a workshop to revitalize the Technical Committee for Early Childhood Development. For the international scene, Saudi Arabia announces its bid to host the 2034 World Cup. Welcome to our newsroom. The Minister of Women and Family, His Excellency Muna Usman Aden, and USAID representative Ms. Nancy Ostrovsky jointly closed a workshop to revitalize the multi-sectoral Technical Committee for Early Childhood Development supported by USAID's Play to Learn project. The workshop brought together all stakeholders active in early childhood development and education to discuss ways of improving collaboration between all partners. It should also be remembered that these same members had previously participated in the development, validations, and implementation of the National Strategic Plan for Children in Djibouti, validated in September 2021. In her speech, the Minister for Women and Family, Muna Usman Aden, emphasized the importance of early childhood development. All children must be born and live protected from disease and all forms of violence and discrimination so that they can develop their potential to participate fully in the life of their countries. The Minister also urged the committee members to put all their efforts into achieving the common goals of making young Djiboutian children the nation's future social and economic players. A high-level delegation from the Republic of Djibouti attended the 67th General Conference of the International Atomic Energy Agency in Vienna, Austria. The delegation, led by His Excellency Yassin Hussein Douali, Ambassador and Permanent Representative to the International Agency, was composed of the Director of National Authority for Nuclear, Radiological, Chemical and Biological Safety and Security, the first Counselor of the Djibouti Embassy to Germany, and the members of the delegation took part both in the various proceedings of the 76th General Conference chaired by Ms. Lawan Mongsa, Thailand's Ambassador to International Agency, with the assistance of the Rafael Mariano Grossi, Director General of the Atomic Energy Agency. In bilateral meeting with the officials from Atomic Energy Agency's Technical Cooperation Department during the plenary session, Ambassador Yassin Hussein Douale delivered a speech on Djibouti's role within the international agency as a country committed to the principles of non-proliferation of nuclear weapons and denuclearization of the world, particularly the Middle East. The National Agency for the Person with Disability, in close collaboration with the UNDP, held a workshop yesterday at the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurship to popularize the mapping of jobs suitable for people with disability. The event is of vital importance for people with disability as it sets up a system for the professional integration and empowerment of people with disability. Job mapping is a relevant tool for promoting professional integration for people with disability. The workshop aims to identify the resources needed to adapt a job for a disabled person in a way. It is a duty of will and obligations of result that has led to this workshop, so that not to leave anyone behind. This workshop is a relevant tool for promoting the professional integrations of disabled people. The ANPH, the organizers of this event, in collaboration with the UNDP, the aim is to facilitate access to the employment opportunities for people with disability, to meet the employability quota for citizens with special needs, and thus promote their social integrations. The MENFOP has launched a series of training courses on disaster management and first aid for social life staffs and students. The first training sessions began this Saturday, October 7, 2023 at Djibouti High School. It was given by experts from the health board prevention beneficiaries. Not only followed a theoretical course, but also put into the practice that what they had learned. The training the staff and students will be disseminating what they have learned to other members of the school community so that everyone can adopt the appropriate behaviors and actions to manage disastrous risks. This commendable initiative by His Excellency the Minister of National Education, Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, will undoubtedly enhance the safety of school users. As part of the participation of civil society in governance and local development with the support and financial backing of the AEMF and European Union, a project launch ceremony was held simultaneously last Thursday in the two communes of Bulaus and Balbala to promote and extend the pre-collection services for household waste. Through this meeting, a strategic framework was put in place to fight public insalubrity, but also to inculcate in local residents that cleanliness is everyone's business. It is important to know that through today's meeting, associations have been selected with the aim of constantly fighting insalubrity and protecting the environment. The meetings were attended by the International Technical Assistance and IMF Project Coordinator Flavian Sasse and the President of Table House and Abdul Qadir Iman Aden, the President of Balbala Commune, Muhammad Hassan Saeed, as well as representative of the association is selected for the project. In collaboration with the Tajura Regional Military and Police, the mobile team of the Customs Brigade of Tajura, the Regional Customs Brigade of Tajura, seized an important quantity of cat, 26 package, which contained 1,300 kilograms of cat. The smugglers fled the scene. The General Directors of the Customs Brigade, Guled Ahmed Yusuf, congratulated all the collaborators of the national forces of the region of Tajura. As part of the fight against illicit trafficking, an event took place at the borders of October 5, 2023, which testifies to the exemplary vigilance of our soldiers stationed at Asamo in the sector located on the Djibouti-Ethiopia borders. The seizures of the 7 elephant ivories was an important act of dedication to the protections of the border. On the afternoon of October 5, 2023, a group of soldiers of an anti-smuggling patrols spotted 2 smugglers attempted to smuggle illegal products, notably ivory, into Djibouti from Ethiopia. Despite the attempt, the Bias military quickly pursued them on foot to the border. These illicit merchandise were estimated at the financial values of 4 million Djibouti francs on sale by customs officers. The seized goods were transferred to the gendarmerie in the presence of the Regional Customs Brigade Chief Mr. Muhammad Mumin Hassan, and an investigation was launched. The prefect of the region warmly congratulated all the region's security forces for their invaluable collaboration in the fight against smuggling in all its forms. Djibouti team comprising 2 girls and 3 boys headed for Singapore to take part in the prestigious First Global Challenge 2023, which opened today afternoon under the guidance of the General Directors of the Center for Technology and Innovations for Development. These young prodigies demonstrated their full potential through the programs. This year's event marks the Djibouti's team 5th participation in this global challenge, which focuses on science, technology, engineering, mathematics. At the heart of their presentation, our young Djiboutians will be showcasing an innovative technology for the production of hydrogen by PEM electrolysis. In addition to this feat, they shared a bold vision, the Green Sun Djibouti project. This ambitious project aims to electrify Djibouti using solar energy, all financed by popular shareholdings. These initiatives reflect Team's Djibouti robotic unwavering commitment to finding solutions to the crucial challenges facing Djiboutian society, particularly in terms of energy, the environment, and the fight against global warming. Concerning the regional scene, the Republic of Djibouti organized a workshop on climate outlook for the October, November, December 2023 rainy season. Its discussion is focused mainly on the strong rainfall forecast announced by the regions of in Somalia, meteo agencies, and the Djibouti Meteo, as well as IGAD climatology experts. According to our correspondent in Mogadishu, the seasonal rains have already begun in some Horn countries. Their rains have begun, and there are fierce and extreme climate situations in this country. Most regions have received autumn rains in recent days, with heavy flooding affecting several villages. No loss of life has been reported in the areas affected by the rains. Regions such as Mudug, Galgadud, Hiran, and Bay, and Gedo have received good rainfalls in recent hours. Somalia's Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre, who visited the headquarters of the National Disaster Management Agency today, warned the people living on the coast and in the areas crossed by rivers of the danger that could result from the heavy rains against which meteorologists have warned. In most of Somalia, it is raining heavily. The rivers will cause heavy flooding, with the early towns of Beledweyne being the most feared to be affected by floodings. On top of this, meteorologists, according to the information from Djibouti's National Meteorological Agency, October, November, and December period is an important rainy season, particularly in the equatorial parts of the Green Horn of Africa, which includes our country. For the international scene, Saudi Arabia announced on Wednesday its intention to bid to host the 2034 Football World Cup, led by Saudi Arabian Football Federation. The 2034 bid aims to stage a world-class tournament and will be inspired by the social-economic transformations underway in Saudi Arabia and the country's deep-rooted passions for football. Saudi Arabia's first bid builds on the kingdom's growing experience in hosting world-class football event and its ongoing plans to welcome fans from around the world to the FIFA Club World Cup 2023 and the Asian Cups 2027. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman stressed that Saudi Arabia's willingness to bid to host the 2034 Football World Cup is a testament to the kingdom's progress in all sectors. Africa will soon gain a third seat on the executive board of the International Monetary Fund to strengthen its voice within the institutions, according to the IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva. The decision is part of the efforts to rebalance the representations of developing countries within the international institutions such as IMF and World Bank. Discussions are underway to determine the details of this initiative. Kristalina Georgieva also expressed concern about the impact of the war in Ukraine and inflation on African countries, particularly on access to food for vulnerable populations. However, she stressed that the solution was not to cap prices or subsidies products, but rather to directly support the poorest populations. As regards economic growth in sub-Saharan Africa, the IMF forecast growth of just over 3% in 2023, with a more optimistic outlook for 2024. Kristalina Georgieva called for more support from government and the private sector for emerging countries. And to close up this edition, 518 migrants have arrived aboard 6 boats on the Spanish Canary Archipelago in the last 24 hours via one of the world's most dangerous migratory routes. Seas Rescue reported on Friday. These new arrivals come just as European leaders are meeting in Granada, southern Spain, for an informal summit, one of the main topics of which will be the thorny subject of immigration, added to the agenda following the recent influx of thousands of migrants to the small Italian island of Lampedusa. According to a spokeswoman for Maritime Rescue Services, 3 boats with 275 people on board have been taken since charges on the island of Hiro, the westernmost of the Canary Islands. 2 other boats arrived on the island of Tenerife and one on the island of Gran Canaria. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.